Well, and I also know that we were speaking earlier about philosophy and reading. I know you're a major bookworm, such as I am. The philosophy of Koran has been an influence on Moonspell's content in the past. Do you think that many black metal bands are simply following the trend towards the darker and the more malevolent with little concrete knowledge? What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I think for a start, there's too much black metal bands.
Yes. Okay.
So
start from there.
Quantity, it's not friends with quality. You know, black metal, it can be a very, very you know, deep and thought-provoking music and quite experimental. You see bands like Arcturus, for instance, or Emperor.
Emperor's good example.
They, you know, they took black metal elsewhere. In a way, Mayhem as well. And then there's all these copycats that you know, try to be Norwegian in a way. And I think that the Norwegian people know what they're talking about. They have their culture. You know, they have their very strong heathen past, which doesn't happen in other countries, for instance, in Europe or in the US. You can see it if you do it just musically and keep it together with the lyrics, like about whatever, evil, mankind, or occult stuff. There's very good stuff that can happen. Not necessarily black metal, because black metal is also very vast.
That's true.
For instance, I really like this US band Acheron, because I think they're totally like Church of Satan oriented, but they are smart in what they do, and they're a very good band, and they know what they're talking about. But obviously you see a lot of lyrics of black metal that
laughable. Almost laughable.
Yeah, in a way, because I mean, it's they don't go to the right sources, they don't research, and I'm very picky about the lyrics myself. I think you have to research like you do for music. You always trying to buy the best strings, the best picks, and whatever, the best equipment.
Exactly.
And I think on lyrics you definitely do the same. But metal has always been like this, you know. I think there's trends and waves. There was the Tolkien wave that still, you know, lasts. Nowadays, there's people like just picking up, you know, occult books, cheap versions, and having a ramble with that. So I don't know. I like bands with intelligent lyrics, and for me, even bands that were raw, like Venom, you read the lyrics like Manitou, you know, about Native American spirit, or you read Countess Bathory, or not to mention Bathory, you know, there's a lot of intelligent lyrics around, and there's a lot of non-intelligent lyrics as well. So, but that really depends what people are. Sometimes black metal kids, they just like the aggression of it. You know, they don't even care about the subject. It's a way of liking music. It's not the way I like it, not the way probably the Moonspell fans like it. But yeah, it's legit, but it's definitely not my cup of blood.
Well, yeah, exactly. Yeah, you never insult the metal intelligence. You never do.
For me, metal is the most intelligent music, and the more articulate artists as well. Nothing to do with pop or hip hop or even some rock.
I mean, pop. Yeah.
you see Maiden, Rime of the Ancient Mariner is Coleridge. You see Celtic Frost. You know, Tristesse de la Lune, it's Baudelaire, and Metallica worked H.P. Lovecraft a lot in Ride the Lightning, for instance. So I think that it's metal for me. It's goes hand in hand with intelligence, definitely. Some people find this a bit tacky and cheesy in a way, because metal is about having fun and having beers.
Oh, sure, that's part
of
it.
Yeah, that's part of it. But in the end of the day, if the music is not good and if the lyrics are not, you know, thoughtful, there's not enough beer, you know,
in the world. There's not enough.
Yeah,
exactly. I got you. Do you think? Do you feel that Moonspell's more influenced by the horrors of the world or the beauties of the world?
I think both. I mean, people obviously they look at us and they see our music and they listen to it, and they will be like just thinking that we are depressed and anguished and whatever, but no, we have both the solar side and the lunar side in our songs. I think there's a message of darkness, but there is a message of hope as well. And the always will be like this Moonspell, because after all we are, you know, human, and humankind it's divided between miserable and sometimes, you know, not that miserable.
Yeah, the light and the dark, and the good and the bad.
So I think that's that duality, which is something that humans came up with themselves in a way to explain their different moods.
Yeah.
It's very important in our music, so I think we are both influenced by all of it, definitely. And I can write about love and mix in a bit of death, but being a hopeful song.
Right.
And I can write something that is probably more like that enthusiasms people to do something, you know. So
inspires them.
Or inspires them. So
Yeah.
I think that's a good thing. So I don't feel that we have a line just the horror party or the beauty party. I think both are mixing our music, definitely.
Yeah, I don't think Moonspell is so easily defined. I think a lot of people just try to put it in the box and say, okay, this is more pessimistic or this is more dark, and I've never felt that way.
I think it's a little bit of everything.
I think it's a little bit of everything.
Yeah,
it's very creative.
Hopefully.
Yeah, well, you were speaking about inspiring people. How does it feel when a fan comes up to you and says, you know, hey, Fernando, Moonspell has helped me understand myself, or it's changed my life? That's got to feel incredible.
Yeah, it's the best compliment, because when we started the band, we were heavily influenced by bands like Tiamat and Bathory and Celtic Frost, Samael, you know, all these bands, and we were really emotional about these bands. You know, we really liked them. You know, we did everything for these bands. So just to think that nowadays there are people that have the same feelings towards Moonspell that we had in the past, I think that's the whole meaning of Moonspell, really. And fortunately, not everyone likes or knows about Moonspell, but the ones who do and that go deep, they come up always to us personally, or you know, MySpace.
Oh,
you know,
yeah, MySpace, of course,
you know,
yeah.
Internet,
Yeah.
all of that, and they do. Unfortunately, it's impossible to answer to all the.
Oh, of course.
All the questions.
Sure,
and
you
all
get
the,
tons
yeah,
of
all the
messages.
comments.
Yeah.
Yes, and but I feel good about it. Definitely, I wouldn't say that I don't care. No, I really feel good when a kid forms his own band or tries to write his own stuff, because I think that's what keeps music alive. You know, bands inspiring each other. So for sure, there are Moonspell fans already being successful with their bands, and you know, and I think that's definitely great. It keeps, like they say, the flame alive. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Keeps it going.
Yeah.
Keeps it going.